Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. This is Rajiv Sood. I have my fellow panelists on the call already, and we have many people already joined in. So we will not delay, and we'll start the webinar while people can join. We'll also share the recording for people who would be joining in a little later. Good afternoon. I look after the business development for Zoxima globally. We are a Microsoft partner, and we build some solutions on for agrochemical industry, which includes insecticides, pesticides, germicides, and other seeds and all that. I have with me my colleague Jakpreet. Jakpreet takes care of the technology for Zoxima. I also have Gagan on the call from Microsoft. Gagan is a technology specialist with Microsoft. Hi, Gagan. So he's a technology specialist with Microsoft on the business application side. Very extensive experience of ERP, CRM, and low code, no code, based platforms. Many thanks, Gagan, for joining. So the agenda for today is going to be just one second. So we after these introductions, I'm actually going to invite Gagan to share the perspective of Microsoft, that how technology is shaping up the new age of business applications, and how actually we are moving from a pure play process automations or IT automations to actually digital transformation, and what Microsoft has been doing in there, and specifically keeping agrochemical industry in mind. I'm using agrochemical in a broader way, but then I already defined the focus which we're going to have for the today's session. Then I'm going to talk about at a very high level as to what is the digital transformation as we see as Zoxima, and how do we leverage the strengths of Microsoft technologies, platform, interventions, artificial intelligence, and so on and so forth into our solutions. Then my colleague Jakpreet will take us through the actual scenarios which we feel are transforming this industry, and how they have made a significant impact on the large distribution industry, which are based in the rural economy and then rural distribution per se. And we'll keep last 10 minutes as question and answers. And anybody can leave the questions on the panel also, and we can take it up towards the end. Over to you, Gagan.
Thanks for that introduction, Rajiv, and thanks everyone for joining us today on this webinar. So from a Microsoft industry alignment standpoint, manufacturing in general and agrochemicals, chemicals is a focus vertical for us. And post pandemic and COVID-19 and all the challenges that industry faced during those times, we have also aligned ourselves to solve the needs of this industry, and how do we digitally, how can we bring in digital innovations for the entire upstream, downstream, as well as within the core operations of manufacturing sector, and help with the business processes as such, right? So if you look at the current slide, broadly we are focusing on these 4 or 5 pillars. The first being, customers. Obviously our customers are at the center of everything that we do. So how do we engage with our customers better in an omni-channel connected world? And then the second important aspect of any organization is the workforce, right? These are our internal customers in that sense. So how do we transform our workforce? How do we make them more informed and empower them with better decision making? So that is on the people aspect primarily. And then in terms of factory automation, connected operations, and bringing in those agility in terms of factory operations is another focus area for us as Microsoft for this vertical, and then connecting that back to my supply chain, my vendors, my distributors, dealers, and making all that ecosystem resilient to take any any dynamic or rapid changes, for example, that the pandemic brought to us. And all of this within a framework of security and compliances. These can be remote work related security compliances. These can be country specific, industry specific compliances. We also as Microsoft take that as a very high focus area and try to make that as a horizontal solution across all our offerings. Yeah. So if you go to the next slide, I will maybe do a little bit of double click of what I mean when we say customer engagement, right? And here I'm talking about both customers and dealers broadly, because dealers are the ones, especially in your business, which actually takes the products to the market, right? So they become a very important aspects of how do we sell. So Microsoft has a lot of great offerings in that space. We have within Microsoft Dynamics 365, which is our end-to-end ERP and CRM applications. Plus, we have a easy to use low code, no code application development platform, which we call as Power Platform, which extends our standard applications. And we are trying to solve typical use cases around Salesforce automation, dealer management in terms of primary, secondary sales, schemes management, loyalty, influencer management, and all of that, right? Then we are also trying to, we also have solutions around omni-channel commerce, because many of you might also have maybe retail as another channel of selling, right? Along with the old school distribution channel, right? So if you are also into modern retail, so we also have solutions around them, that area, right? Managing my complete retail operations is something that you can do here, followed by customer service, field service, and maybe some remote enablement scenarios that I need to do for my field force. All of this is Microsoft signature, ease of use you will get in all these applications, both in terms of development as well as end user consumption. That has always been our focus, that whatever we build has to be very easy to use and easy to adapt, so that change management is manageable. Then second aspect is around transforming the workforce. So we have a lot of solutions for frontline workers. It can be a distributor, seller on the field. It can be my own sellers going on the field and doing their beats and taking orders from distributors and retailers. How do I make them more knowledgeable? How can I enable their learning? We have a lot of solutions around that area. And then lastly, in terms of, if you can move to the next slide, lastly, we have obviously an end-to-end solution around agile factories and resilient supply chain. So here, primarily our ERP set of applications come into play, where we can manage the complete supply chain using, we have technology which can enable the IoT within factories. We can enable digital twins and artificial intelligence across all these back office operations also, right? So artificial intelligence is again one area which embeds across everything that I spoke, right? If I'm a seller, system will give me insights around what are the leads that I should be focusing more, where are the opportunities where I will have higher probability of closure and things like that. If I'm a factory executive or a shop floor executive, system will tell me which devices are breaking down, where do I need to do a predictive maintenance for my devices, and so on and so forth, right? All of this comes to you through Microsoft's most secure Azure cloud platform, which enables my processes, as well as my add-on services in terms of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So with that, I will pass on to Rajiv, and we will maybe dig a little more deeper into the distribution and Salesforce automation solutions that we have to offer to you. Rajiv, over to you.
Thanks, Gagan. In fact, Gagan, you actually set the context for me to take it up from the industry point of view as to what is that which the technologies which Microsoft has to offer, the solutions Microsoft has to offer, how do we actually bring in terms of the current market dynamics which we are seeing in this industry, particularly if we are talking about how do we intelligently manage channels, how do we empower the sales teams on the field with the help of artificial intelligence and other knowledge enhancement tools, self-service for sales guys or distributors or customers, farmers, retailers, and so on and so forth. So there are, the whole industry is actually going through a lot of transformation. There is a lot of focus actually on the farmer engagement, their field information capture, the customizing the products which they need to do to kind of apply in their own fields for their own the produce whichever they are producing, and being more near to them, connecting them with through remote channels, through omni channels, be it WhatsApp, SMS, or all that. So there is a huge focus on direct customer interactions, and then empowering the sales team. Then also bringing in some of the new things which are being talked about in the industry from a drone survey perspective. Actually, allowing the larger farmers and the communities to subscribe to us as services, not as products alone. So how do we enable that? Our Google tracking or Google geofencing would help us to do that. All these are some of the new things which every organization is today looking at in terms of empowering the sales, modernizing the sales, increasing their knowledge, being more near to the distributors, gaining their trust, and also the end customer engagements. So these are few of the focus areas which we have identified as an organization and tried to bring in solutions which are not only automations or connected systems, from a farmer application to a sales off-roll application or a direct sales teams applications, or to distributor, retailer, dealer applications, but also to the organization in terms of the analytics, dashboards, and so on and so forth. And all these with the help of the various tools and technologies which Microsoft has to offer. If I take a little deeper dive into this, is that so we've been as organizations, we have been having solutions for around 8 years for the manufacturing and the distribution industry, and the way we have seen is that from a ERP to a standard CRM, and to building the dealer systems and sales systems, it's not new. There have been, the organizations are already in quite a substantial level of maturity as far as the process automation is concerned. But then the fact is today that the major challenges which we organizations are facing are in terms of many of these systems are today not connected. So how do we actually build a connected ecosystem where the applications are talking? So if there is a farmer engagement and basis which the fulfillment has to be done, or some recommendations have to be made, or some inventory has to be planned, and all that. So this is a complete connected system, or a sales person enablement on the field. And how do he needs to have all the information, be it as related to farmers or availability of stocks or any schemes or a performance of a particular product in his area. So one area is a connected systems, not only the standard systems which have been available, but then the way the traditional CRMs have been working, they need a lot of newer ways to engage, which means the user experience is the key today. So with Microsoft, what we have seen is that the Power Platform, the SFA applications, which Gagan also spoke about, the DMS applications and all that. So we have extremely user-friendly interfaces for all the users using these low-code, no-code kind of applications, which we're going to demonstrate to you. My colleague is going to actually show you all these applications, how they have been developed and how easy they are to use in a totally connected ecosystem. So one is the connected ecosystem, which we talk about, the usability of these applications and the UIs and the experience per se. The second is how do we actually make the artificial intelligence and the analytics or the collaboration as a part. So where we've seen that what Microsoft is offering today in terms of the inbuilt ready to use AI scenarios, be it as predictive scenarios, be it as image recognition scenario, be it a scenario was related to automation on the teams per se, where you can bring in a lot of users which need not be application users. They can be only a team users, and they still be a part of the whole process, and enable the complete automation, and working across internal and external actors. So how we leverage teams in that, not only from a voice communication or a chat communication, but also in terms of workflows, enablement, approvals, and so on and so forth, is very, very innovative. Similarly, the way we use Power Virtual Agents in terms of allowing the sales teams, the dealers, the farmers, the retailers, in terms of their self-help. If they want to seek any help, you have virtual agents, be it regarding product informations or so on and so forth. So the whole stack of Microsoft, embedded into these connected systems is the actual way by which the automation actually can lead to a transformation. So that's where we have done significant amount of investments and bringing these applications. I'm going to talk in detail in terms of which, specific use cases where such artificial intelligence, ready to use connectors or teams or virtual agents are going to be exploited. And this all is actually built on D365 CRM as a core platform, and having a unified view through analytics, which is available across. So we have Power BI embedded in almost all the applications, which we will be giving it to all the actors in our ecosystem. So that's the applications and the usage on the technology side, which we are taking care in our applications. Just as applications, what we are seeing is we have a lot of experience of doing these applications across various industries and large organizations, be it is from the rural economies in cement and all that, or in large chemical distributions companies like Laticrate and all. So essentially, the idea is to having very smart applications which work offline and allow people to work even if they are in remote places and carry out most of their transactions in the offline mode in a very, very user-friendly way. So, and also, as a connected applications, which is not only connected to my ERP or my logistics applications, my tracking applications, or a WhatsApp or a SMS or an email or a bot or whatever, but also coexisting with a call center interface for my call centers and all that. So actually allowing a true digital transformation from a completely connected ecosystem. And as I said, getting in all the interventions related to intelligent systems which we have got as ready assets for our industry. Just to take a little deeper dive into the kind of offerings which we are talking about. So essentially, the applications which we have got in the digital transformation, they are towards the customer or the distribution side of the business. Of course, there are solutions which Microsoft has on the manufacturing side, but our core focus as Soxima has been on the distribution side. So whether they are sales applications or market development applications or marketing automations or call center interfaces with multilingual applications for farmer interaction, farmer onboarding, running events for the farmers, or applications given to farmers, or omni-channel connectivity with the channel partners as well as with the farmers, and then also having distributor or retailer applications, and all the standard stuff of transactions, which could be on ordering, competition information, marketing events, complaint management. All these are functionalities which are available to all the users which need to have it. A sales guy on the field to plan for events, to conduct events, to check the effectiveness, invite people, and then basis which we can run some programs, marketing programs, and so on and so forth. So all that is something which we have got as interfaces for automation of the complete sales, distribution, marketing, market development, dealer onboarding, retailer onboardings, farmer onboardings, farmer engagements, and on to top it out, we have all the analytics and dashboards using the power of the Power BI, and that is available across all the apps. So these are and many of these apps, as I said, would work in offline mode. Wherever there is a poor connectivity, the application would still work. How do we exploit Google interfaces or say a Map My India or any other interfaces on the QR code or in terms of product identification, track and trace, or even taking care of some counterfeits which happen in the industry. So those are also available as connectors, ready connectors with Microsoft core technology, and our experience of integrating with them. Of course, not to talk about that, there are multilingual advantages in the application, and also something like voice to text, voice-based searches and all that too, so that actually the sales teams or the dealers or the farmers or the retailers, they feel empowered, and they have they are able to not only do their business seamlessly, but also get value-added advantages of the digitizations which the organization is spending money on. So that's the overall solution which we have to offer. I would probably take a little deeper dive into one or two solutions before I hand it over to Jappreet to take us through the live application. In terms of the distributor applications, other than having the intelligence into that applications, it takes care of holistically both the primary, secondary side of the business in terms of ordering, receiving materials, raising cases, knowing shipments, knowing the managing credit, very very important activity into our this thing, or balance confirmations. How do we bring in Aadhaar based confirmations? How do we track logistics in terms of supplies? And then also making marketing requesting for marketing material, or onboarding retailers, onboarding farmers onto the company portal. Also the channel partner tiers, like you have a silver, gold, platinum kind of tiers for the distributors or retailers. Running schemes, Gagan mentioned. So trade promotion management or the scheme management is a very very important piece. How do we run schemes for distributors or retailers, or even for farmers? Be it as QR code linked schemes, or be it as there are other ways of actually getting the data on the primary, secondary, and the tertiary sales, and then running those schemes and giving them benefit. This is on the core transactions, but the actual power comes, as I said, on the virtual agents, on the nudges, in terms of if the dealer is ordering, then if Wiley is ordering, he's able to see if there is a scheme and he's following short-term scheme, if there are promoted products, if there are extra discounts available. So and there are what are the peers, what are the recommendations. So all these predictive kind of scenarios, while various transactions are enabled in the dealer management system. And similarly in the Salesforce automation, be it as our sales teams or extended sales teams, dealers, distributor sales teams, field teams which are going and doing events or connecting with farmers, or the agriculture scientists and so, connecting, doing events, planning those events, executing, gathering farm information, geolocation, geofencing of the farms, so that later on we can use it for, say, a drone spray or something like that. And then having all the intelligence while they are planning visits or executing visits, gathering competition informations, a voice use of voice in terms of voice to text or voice-based searches. All these are things which are very, very rich in our sales applications per se, for various I should say users who are either sales guys or field guys or market development teams, and so on and so forth. And just maybe I have another 2 slides before I hand it over to Japrit to take us through. But in terms of intelligence, I want to talk about a couple of things on the AI and the support which the sales teams gets, and the support which the dealer would typically get. So the way intelligent planning is done, like when I have to plan a visit to a area, then which is the dealer I should be planning visiting, which is the farmer I should be visiting. Not only basis the crop or the holding and all that, they are simple logics. But then how do we actually use artificial intelligence engine where the system suggests that this is the party you need to visit, or this is the dealer who needs to visit, this is the crop which is happening, or this is the weather conditions which are going to be changing. So this is the time to go and talk to a person on for this product, or visit for an order, or visit for a collection, because the outstanding the credit is gone beyond the limits. So he gets all sorts of nudges. He gets visits planned basis the not only the business rules but also the AI rules based, and then he can then see and get motivated even by the AI scenarios where he is able to look at what is the kind of money he's going to make in case he has commissions associated with the sales, which are the products he should be going and selling so that he makes maximum money, and how do we actually how the system supports him in actually achieving his numbers, visiting priority based customers, and then also while he's capturing information, how image to text conversion can happen, can help him to manage the competition in his own area in a different way, and how does our top management know about it from the built-in AI capabilities in the image side of it, is something which as an organization will be benefited. Similarly, his own targets, actuals, forecasts, all these scenarios and predictive scenarios he can foresee that in terms of the achievement of the sales numbers, or the appointing of dealers or distributors, or on-rolling influencers or farmers. So those are the capabilities which the system has to offer. Similarly, while he's booking orders, so what are the recommendations system is giving him basis the field type, or the last orders, or the focus products, or the margins of the products, or the stock movements at a retail counter or a dealer or a distributor, and how do he uses Microsoft Teams to kind of complete his set of processes, be it as from, say, approval on the credit limit per se, or maybe in a dealer appointment scenario, if there is a legal assistance he has to see or a financial information he has to see, or an external investigator has to give him information into the system. So how do we use Microsoft Teams in terms of workflow enablement and bringing the external parties, not the core user of the system, into the user, into the process per se. So a lot of intelligence in ordering, in complaints, in managing loyalty for distributors, dealers, as well as retailers. and also using the omni channel on the WhatsApp and all these areas. So similarly, as a salesperson, if I'm there, then how do I use virtual agents to help me with product information? I can just go to the chat bot or maybe on a WhatsApp per se, and then start demanding information. The information starts coming to me. These are not only transaction information on order booking or outstanding or so on and so forth of a party, but also about knowledge in terms of applications of the products, in terms of prerequisites, or in terms of the compliances. Like we need to have compliances for our locations, our distribution, our the places where we store, and all those compliance certificates, storing, and also ensuring that the renewals are also happening on time, can be enabled through interventions and automations, so that we are compliant with the local laws of the state or the geography per se. So those are also enabled in the applications. Not to talk about that there are notifications, emails, SMS, WhatsApp notifications which are enabled in addition to the call center for all the actors. It could be my sales, could be my farmer, or it could be my dealer or a retailer. So that's the power of. I've just spoken about two of the solutions in little detail, larger detail, but then these are across all the actors, be it as a distributor, retailer, or a farmer, or even an influencer like a scientist or someone. And the similar automations are available in the distributor applications as well. There are other than these two, there's a TPM engine, the Trade Promotion Scheme Management engine. If there will be specific requirements, you can write us on the chat panel. But trade promotion management, the way we run schemes, is a very, very important aspect, and this itself is a very, very large area. And we've been helping a lot of organizations in this space to run schemes, to configure, to plan, budget, configure, run, and then pay out of the schemes for almost all the parties. Could be a distributor, could be a retailer, or even an influencer or a farmer for that matter, where we can have the loyalty defined for them. Farmer applications, again, for self-help to the farmers, ordering products or services, or capturing information, giving information to them on whether or applicate how the products have to be used. So multilingual farmer applications are also available with us. So this is just a gist of the overall solution which I've spoken about. I'll now hand over to Jakpreet, so that we can actually see some of these applications in action. If there is any question, you can please put it on the chat, and I will take it up towards the end. Jakpreet, over to you.
Thank you, Rajiv, and very, very good afternoon and warm welcome to all our guests. So before I jump onto the a small video that I have of the demonstration of the actual product, I would want to start with 2-3 things which I would want to highlight before I jump on to presenting it. One of the things is that I would want to talk about. I'm sure Rajiv has already spoken about it. One of the greatest things that I will speak about is that what we are talking about is not the level of automation. We are talking of the digital transformation, which I believe will take you to a different journey of getting the business benefits and creating a difference that you wish to do. So that's something that's very, very important, which I want to highlight, and that's the perspective that we want to bring in in my presentation. I hope Rajiv, the video is visible. My screen is visible, Rajiv?
Not yet, Jakpreet.
No, not yet.
Okay, just give me a moment. By the time, another thing that I would want to highlight is that, yeah, is it visible now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So another thing I would want to say is that, what we are talking about is, Zoxima delivering these kind of solutions for last 8 years with over, 50 to 60 large organizations, and then, in the mid-sized organizations as well, creating similar solutions. So we come as a partner, we have good experience of how these applications are rolled out as well, not only from the technology perspective, but also from the actual on-ground delivery of these apps, rolling it out to the distributors, to the customers, and all different stakeholders, and making sure that how the success journey can be taken, across different actors. Another thing is that all these applications that we're talking about, more or less, they come ready with obviously certain customizations or certain innovations for the deployment. But most of the applications are ready, and we have smart apps thanks to Microsoft, great technology, which helps you build smart apps and web applications. So all the applications, that we are giving to different actors, they have apps, web application, and they work on all different platforms that we can think of. And on top of it, these are all integrated systems. One is from the collaboration perspective, where whether it is emails or Teams or WhatsApp or any other system that you're using for communication, they all embed into it, integrated, completely integrated. The other thing is that the system also comes with out of the box more than 250 connectors for connecting your ERP, for other logistics systems, and many other systems that you will be using, maybe HR applications, where the information needs to be passed on or needs to be pulled out. So that's another beauty of this application. And Rajiv spoke about it, and I'll be demonstrating in this small presentation that how we leverage Azure AI capabilities. So these are very smart, and a lot of this is out of the box AI capabilities that come with the product. So we'll see a few scenarios, but we can have this across the application depending on the requirement. And the most important thing is that this entire application is built on a low code platform, which means that if we have to make fewer innovations going in the future, this is very, very easy. And the application can be changed based on your requirements without taking much time and effort. And that's I think that's most important. So with that, I'll start with the with the demo video. So you can read out most of the stuff that we've spoken about. I'll give it a minute. Just stop it here. We all spoke about, we have SFA application, we have dealer management systems, we have apps for the farmers, we have lead management solutions, we have complete document management system built into this. And then we have AI capabilities, we have bots which are built in, and all these scenarios are built-in scenarios for your own industry, with most these capabilities. Oops, sorry. So we'll start with looking at some of the dashboards. So all these dashboards are interactive dashboards, and whatever information we are capturing, we are able to drill it to see the overall view. Now, whether it is the retailer reports, we are seeing retailer-wise performances. We are seeing dashboards for the sales people, or we are looking for the distributors. So here we are looking at the retailer performance. For each beat, what is the closures that we are looking at? For each retailer, the performance. What is the total orders we are getting month on month, and how exactly my sales is happening at the secondary side. So, and this is more of the team's performance. Where I'm looking at what orders they are bringing in, how many closures they're bringing in for larger customers, what kind of attendance is there in the market, and what kinds of visits are happening, order bookings are happening, etc. Entire analysis on one screenshot. Now what we are going to visit is the complete 360-degree view of any distributor. Now, I'm sure Rajiv spoke about it. If you look at the top tabs, we have all the information here on a single page. Whether we are talking of a distributor here, so we have all the information regarding his KYC. We have information regarding his credit information, the current credit, what he's running, what is left over, and all. and system intelligently manages that. It also sends reminders to the distributor for making payments wherever credit clearance is required. Then we have previous order information, we have field sales team information, we have their stock information, we have even whatever visits we are making and whatever discussions we are having, including MOMs, documents, everything in one place. That's the beauty of this product. So it brings in all the information within a minute for the sales guy to see, without looking at and talking to different people. While he's also eligible to talk to people over Teams, all the communication can happen, chats can happen in this application out of the box. Similarly, we have Retailer 360, Farmer 360. So we'll have a quick look at Farmer 360. Whatever best information we can get, the system is able to capture. On the center, in fact, if you look at, there is timeline. It also shows you, all kind of discussions, emails, chats, phone calls, those are happening. All recording of the phone call can also be here. So all sort of communication that is happening is pretty much available here. Now let's look at the so-called SFA app for the salespeople on the field. The salesperson will be able to see, all his relevant dashboards. Now he's just predicting, let's say, what will be his incentive if he achieves a particular target, and he's just kind of, what if analysis, he's doing it for himself. These are some suggested things which are coming to him basis the intelligence which is there in the system. It is suggesting, what will happen if you, reach this level, and, what you should be doing to reach this level. So it is also suggesting the activities. Yeah. So he will have his own dashboards. He can look at the intelligence that he needs from the system, whether it is his performance related stuff, his visit related stuff, order information that he's booking. This is like his daily, weekly, monthly performance that he can be looking at. Now we've jumped on to the 360-degree view of a distributor on the mobile app of the salesperson. It's a very beautiful, easy to use application. I already spoke about, basic information, all the orders and what are the statuses of the orders, where exactly my orders are. He can click and, view whatever the status of the order is, whether it is processed, where exactly it is, how many orders I've booked in last 70, with this particular distributor, last 7 days, 30 days, etc. So all analysis is pretty much available here. We are just looking at the 360-degree view of a particular distributor. He can raise tickets from here. He can view tickets, which means his current issues, stocks, schemes, loyalty points. Basically, this is very, very important, and this helps the salesperson to talk to the distributor in a much relevant way and can be more productive. Now we are looking at the visit, basically. So he's making a visit. So just to add, he can make his visit plans from the system. He can execute visits. All the apps are connected to Google Maps for his guidance. So those things are pretty much there. Now we are looking at the Google Map. The Google Map can suggest, so we can use Google Map or we can also use Microsoft Maps. So as of now in the demo, we are showing you the embedded Microsoft Maps. But it intelligently, you can actually choose to optimize your visit plan by distance or by time. You can also select by distance if you wish to include more distributors or retailers in the visit. So these are all map interactions that the user can do very easily. So he can optimize by distance and time, and then he can look at, within 5 kilometers if he wants to visit more retailers and want to add them in his view, etc. All those things are pretty much out of the box. I can click and go to the Google Map as well, or we can embed Google Map if required. Starting a visit, he can click on start. His location will be captured. Now here he's just filling, one interactive form. These forms are pretty much configurable. So basically, he can look at, what is the visibility of my brand. He can take pictures of the retailer outlet, and he can also note down if there are competition schemes, etc. going on. All this information becomes handy for our senior management and, marketing teams to see, what is that they need to plan to be more effective on the ground. So now we are looking at the compete brands. Now here we are looking at the visual AI. Basically, he will take a picture of, let's say, a competitor board, and from the scheme board, which a competition has posted on a retailer, the system will be able to capture all the relevant information from there. Yeah. So we are able to see from the picture whatever information was there in the picture, we are able to capture. He can add remarks, and the entire thing will be posted for the backend teams to think and take the relevant actions. He can also take pictures, etc. For his own brands, etc. So this is the book order page. Basically, he has some intelligent, promoted products for the retailer, or any purchase products, historical products that he wants to look at. Otherwise, he can use filters to get orders. So he's able to see prices, discounts for whatever is relevant for this particular party, and then he can very easily filter the products to search the relevant products and book the order, whatever relevant order he's speaking to. This particular retailer, he should be able to book it very easily. So we are seeing the filters, and now we are filling in the quantities of whatever relevant products we want to purchase. And the moment we do that, if you see, the cart is getting updated, and then the order schemes start popping up, because you don't want to miss out any particular scheme benefits that the retailer can get. And obviously, the sales is able to promote more of his products and do better sales. So these are intelligent systems from the app. So now your cart is ready, and the moment you book the order, the communication can also go. We'll see that. Yeah. So a WhatsApp message is sent. This is more of the visit information, where we are seeing other stuff like tickets, stocks, customer 360. All that stuff is possible through the visit itself. So we've already seen that, so I'll not talk much about it. But the entire communication about his turnover, about the business he's doing. This is more of the KYC form for a new onboarding of a customer. So I spoke about, Rajiv also spoke about the intelligent alerts which can happen. So intelligent alerts can happen on various scenarios, and they can happen over your email, they can happen over WhatsApp messages, they can happen over Teams. So all that is possible, and the system automatically picks up and makes beautiful mail messages to go from the system automatically. So what we've spoken about is how, let's say, the senior management can use the application, look at the dashboards, look at the customer 360, look at the performance of the salespeople. Then we are looking at the SFA app. What all person can do. He can plan his visits. He can use maps to optimize his visits. Then we've also seen how he can perform his visits and book orders, etc. Now we are looking at how a salesperson himself can use bots for any information which maybe it's not very easily handy, or he wants to get information about anything. This could be related to credit information about a particular dealer, or scheme related points or anything. So we'll see how he can use bots effectively. So he's just trying to see the order status. This might be coming from the ERP, and the system is able to throw the information very quickly to you. Sorry. Yeah, he just fills in the order number. So order is approved. So this is what bot is doing. Now we are looking at the DMS web view. DMS is also available on the mobile app. So as Rajiv spoke about, we have entire DMS functionality built in, whether it is primary sales or secondary sales. We are talking about primary sales is nothing but the order that the dealer or distributor places on the company, and how that order processing entire cycle of order to delivery happens, including the billing and then the payments. And then on the secondary side, we are booking orders from the retailers or even farmers, and how the delivery happens. So the entire tracking happens on the application. So as I said, that dashboards are available for everyone. Collaboration is also available for everyone. So he can make calls, team calls from the system if you're using Teams. If you're using other systems, that is also possible. So he can place calls, and the calls can be recorded here. So we can have order booking happening through Teams calls as well, but otherwise, it is pretty much available on the app itself. So this is about his details. He can alter some of the details that he wishes to get approval from the company. Otherwise, he can see his own 360, what is the credit left for him, and about his basic information, loyalty points, etc. So he can see that, his next tier is silver, is a new distributor. He can use the web interface to place orders. He can see his previous orders. He can create a new order and place it on the company. It's pretty much a similar interface, but with more features and intelligence on the web. These are category filters, discount filters, previous purchase products, promoted products, which company is promoting. And then, he can very easily put in the quantities, whatever he requires, and he should be able to. The cart is getting updated. He can also go in product detail pages and see, all the detailed videos and information that companies want to post and place it the order on the DMS application. He clicks on it and then he will be able to see the list views of whatever orders were placed. This is the latest order placed. And then he can also track, where exactly my order is, whether it is approved, shipped, or I've received it. So these are loyalty benefits that company has offered, and he can check his points, transaction history. He can also raise cases if he feels that certain points are not accumulated. Then he can also see how he can consume points, what benefits he can get. So loyalty schemes, these are two different things that we run for promotions in the apps, and our customers are successfully using both the modules in a very detailed manner in different scenarios. People are using these. Another thing is that we spoke about order placement. Then when order is shipped, he can receive the material in the application. And sorry, if he receives less material, let's say, then he can mention that an automated request will be created. Just hold on with me, please. Bear with me. I clicked on the So let's say 10 quantity were to be shipped, but actually he's received 8 for whatever reasons. 2 got damaged, or there was less delivery which has happened by mistake. So an automated request for the return will be created. Your return request is created, and system will intelligently put that request for approval for the management. And once the the relevant teams approve, he will get the credit note for 2 less items which he has received. So what we are speaking about is, order to delivery to invoice to payment cycle for the primary, and similarly for the secondary sales, which is available on the dealer management app. We have apps for the customers, or let's say farmers. In your case, the farmers can also be influencers. We are seeing, how they can geofence their lands, or your sales teams can also do that, and they can view. And then he can raise inquiries. He can see his own points. If you run any loyalty programs, he can mention about what exactly crop he's having in his fields, and if he looks for any query, any help from you, he can directly interact, make calls through the apps, and the interactions can happen. So we have very smart apps for the farmers itself, which you can use. And I believe for the bigger farmers, this becomes a very relevant scenario, because I'm sure everybody wants to get their loyalty and make sure that there is repeat purchase which is happening. And these are multilingual. So you can have regional languages. You can let us know whatever languages you want this app to have. So we can deliver those, whatever best possible. Again, placing requests of the products from this app itself will be possible for the farmer also. You can give your social media links here, so he can get connected to your social media handles also. So everything gets embedded in the app, and we are able to track the activities that he's doing on the app to be more, customer oriented with him. And my thing is that this new generation coming in and a lot of competition happening, and moreover the thin margins which are going on. So farmers are also very, very, they are expecting some value add from the companies directly. And for the large farmers, I think this could be very handy. So that's about the small demo that we have for today. So I'll just summarize whatever we've seen. So we've seen the management dashboards on the application to start with, where we could see sales team performance, retailer performance. We could see the dealer performance and how exactly we are performing on the leads and what we are doing with the farmers. Then we looked at the SFA application, where we could see how the visit planning can happen, how the visit execution happens, order booking happens very easily. We've seen how product filters happen with intelligence, and easy order booking can happen. And then we also see that the app comes with embedded AI, where the user had taken one of the pictures in a survey, and he could get the information about the competition schemes, which flows back to the marketing for decision making. We could see the order tracking through the app. We've seen other functionalities. Just to talk about, it comes with end-to-end functionalities of even having claims through the app, marketing events to be planned, or any kind of other field activities that salesperson wants to do. Then we've seen dealer management app. In the dealer management app, we've seen the entire primary and secondary functionality. Of course, we've just touched the glimpse of it. But from order to execution, connecting the ERP, we've seen the entire flow. In the entire flows, we've seen that the communication can be made to the retailer or the distributor through WhatsApp, Teams, emails, and we have bots available for the customers, for the salespeople, and even for the farmers. And we've seen the farmer app along with loyalty for our customers. I think with that, I'll end my presentation, and Rajiv, I want to give you the control. Thank you.
Thanks, Jagpreet. Thank you very much. We have questions. I'll probably take this question one by one. Who will fill the data from the distributor? Is it automatic?
Rajiv, I think there is a little bit of problem with your voice. It's not very clear.
Is it better now?
Yeah, slightly better, I guess. Yeah.
Otherwise, you can take it up if my voice is giving challenge.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I think one question was who fills in the data. So there is a lot of automation that happens, and of course, distributor, wherever it's relevant, distributor can fill up the data. We can have multiple users at distributor also if required. How are you tracking real-time data of distributor channel? Rajiv, your voice is not clear, Rajiv. You can go on mute for a minute. How are you tracking real-time data of distributor channel? Any automated device or manual putting? I think we have answered. I assume it's app installed by the distributor. The answer is yes. Yes, distributor can use app or he can use it on the web. Yeah, I think
there is also a question about whether it is being automatic or whether distributor needs to know. So again, Rohan, it is as we've been highlighting, right? These are very easy to use, intuitive applications. with Microsoft Signature ease of use. So yeah, there will be a little bit of a change management, but yes, it's very easy to adapt. Jagpreet, if you want to add.
I think you answered it. Yeah. So as I said, that a lot of data will flow from different applications. Some of the data will be coming from the ERP, for example, order status, etc. Otherwise, these are very interactive, easy to use apps. Wherever he needs information, he can view that. And when he needs to place order or find any information, he's pretty much connected. I don't know if I showed, for the complaints, for any kind of queries, there are buttons available. He can make calls, or he can just chat, or he can go for bot to facilitate that. So all those facilities are pretty much available for the distributor.
A lot of it can be done by the voice.
Yeah, I think there is also one question from Sunil around customers using these applications. Jagpreet, maybe if you can also touch upon that. I don't know whether we can give names on this call as such, but yeah, we can. Maybe you can talk about industries broadly.
Over to you to answer.
Sorry?
I'm saying Rajiv to take this up.
Yeah. In fact, if my voice is clear, then I can.
Yeah, it's better now, Rajiv.
Currently, we are, we have a lot of customers in the rural distribution, kind of scenarios, where we have deployed applications right at the retailers tracking all that at the most remotest part of the country, and in the on the purely from the agrochemical perspective, we are right now doing some POCs, and should be live with some of the customers very soon. I don't want to name it right away, but we already got these POCs going on in the agrochemical space, but in the rural distribution industry like cement or chemicals, I spoke about, and few other chemical industries not in the agro but in the other space. We already have these applications running for the similar use cases. So what we are seeing right now is a huge need for such applications, and most of the organizations today are in some discussion with either us or Microsoft, or could be some other potential partners also, but in transforming these applications, and that's where we feel that Microsoft, low code, no code UI offline applications with a lot of intelligence is something which many customers are in the process of adopting. Any other questions, Jagpreet, we have? I hope I was.
You were clear, Rajiv. I don't think we have any other questions. We can wait for any other questions.
We have kind of overshot the time by 4 minutes also. So I think we can close this, Jagpreet, with your permission. Yeah, Gaurav?
I think there is another question. Will this solution get deployed in our MS account? The answer could be yes. It will be deployed on your current MS account if you're using. But it will be better, if we can have one-to-one interaction with you to understand a little more. But broadly, the answer is yes.
Yeah, Gagan, this can be done. That should not be an issue, but yeah, we need more details.
Yeah, absolutely. So broadly, whatever we showed, right? If you are using any Microsoft account, you can just log in with the same credentials. These are Azure Active Directory enabled platforms. If you have an AD account, Azure AD account, you can access all our application subject to the use rights, obviously, that you have. So Anil, yes, we can do that.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in for this webinar today. it's been quite encouraging response we got. We'll be very happy to get associated with you, and would request if there is any further information required, please write into us. You would have email IDs and the connects of Yogesh, Akshi, and everyone. And then we will reach out to you, and whatever your specific query or requirement would be, we'll be very happy to get engaged and take it forward from there. Many thanks everyone for joining. Really appreciate it.